Let's start with a thought that might surprise you. Every time you experience an orgasm, your body isn't just chasing pleasure, it's communicating with every part of your biology. It's your nervous system, your hormones, your immune response, your emotional wiring, all speaking the same language at once. But here's the strange part. Most of us never stop to ask why it feels so powerful, or what else it might be doing for our health. Hey everyone, I'm the Intimacy Doctor, a real talk, real science, real intimacy, and today, we're going to explore something that's both fascinating and deeply human: the strange health benefits of orgasms you didn't know about. This isn't about shock value or sensationalism. It's about understanding how your body and brain work together to create connection, release, trust, and even healing. So, take a deep breath, settle in, and let's unpack this with curiosity, compassion, and science. If you've ever wondered why an orgasm can leave you feeling calm, light, or suddenly sleepy, you're already noticing part of its magic. In the simplest terms, orgasm is a full-body reset. It's your nervous system letting go of tension it's been holding on to. It's your brain's chemistry realigning itself toward balance. That moment of release. It's not just physical. It's emotional, neurological, and even spiritual in its own quiet way. Let's talk about what actually happens inside you. When orgasm occurs, your brain floods with neurochemicals: dopamine, which fuels pleasure and motivation; oxytocin, the bonding hormone that builds connection; endorphins, your natural painkillers; and prolactin, which brings the sense of calm or even sleepiness afterwards. Together, they create a kind of biological symphony, one that not only feels good but genuinely supports your health. In fact, research shows that regular sexual pleasure, whether shared with a partner or experienced alone, can lower stress, improve immunity, enhance heart health, and even support emotional regulation. But here's something even deeper. Your body interprets orgasm as a signal of safety. When you feel relaxed, present, connected, your brain concludes that you're in a trustworthy environment. It quiets your stress responses, lowers cortisol, and helps the body return to homeostasis. That's one reason people often describe post-orgasm feelings of calm, clarity, or emotional openness. Your body's guard comes down. Your emotional walls soften. You reconnect with yourself, and often with someone else too. So here's our first insight: the chemistry of trust and connection. In relationship psychology, oxytocin is sometimes called the bonding molecule. It's released during hugs, during affection, during deep emotional conversations, and powerfully, during orgasm. That release strengthens emotional connection and trust. It helps couples feel more in sync, more secure, more forgiving. In long-term relationships, oxytocin may even act as a quiet repair mechanism, soothing conflict and helping people feel emotionally closer again. So when partners share intimacy and reach orgasm together, it's not just about physical pleasure, it's about reinforcing a shared sense of belonging and emotional safety. Now think about this practically. How often do you intentionally create emotional safety before intimacy? Do you check in with your partner? Hey, how are you feeling tonight? Do you slow down long enough to let your body and mind actually relax? When you feel emotionally seen and safe, your body becomes far more capable of pleasure. Communication deepens, trust expands, and intimacy stops feeling like pressure and starts feeling like connection. So maybe the real lesson here is that orgasm begins long before the body moves. It begins in trust, in communication, in the gentle awareness of another person's emotions. It's not just biology. It's relationship intelligence at work. Let's move into our second insight: how orgasm becomes the body's built-in stress therapy. We live in a world of constant alertness, notifications, deadlines, worries, comparison, anxiety. Our nervous systems rarely get to rest. But when orgasm happens, your parasympathetic nervous system, often called the rest and digest system, takes over. Heart rate slows, blood pressure drops, and tension begins to dissolve. It's like pressing a biological reset button. The body releases a rush of endorphins that act as natural tranquilizers. Even one orgasm can lead to measurable drops in cortisol, the stress hormone. Over time, this means fewer headaches, less muscle tension, better mood, and even improved emotional regulation. And here's the fascinating paradox: it's not about frequency, it's about quality. A rushed or disconnected encounter doesn't offer the same emotional or physiological benefits. But when intimacy includes presence, consent, communication, and emotional safety, the benefits multiply. That's why mindfulness in intimacy matters. Taking your time breathing, noticing. These amplify the positive effects on both mind and body from a practical angle. Try turning intimacy into a mindful ritual. Dim the lights, slow the pace, focus on connection rather than performance. When you do, you're not only nurturing pleasure, you're helping your nervous system learn how to relax again. Our third insight might surprise you. Orgasm supports physical healing and pain relief. Endorphins released during orgasm work similarly to morphine in the body. They reduce pain perception. Studies have shown that for some people, migraines, menstrual cramps, and chronic tension can be temporarily eased after orgasm. It's also been linked to better circulation, oxygen flow, and immune response. When blood vessels dilate, your body gets more oxygen, and that means better recovery and vitality overall. Some research even suggests that orgasmic activity can stimulate immune cells, making you more resilient to everyday illness. So in a very real sense, your body is using pleasure as medicine. Now, I want you to pause and reflect for a moment. When was the last time you allowed yourself to experience pleasure? Not as a reward, not as performance, but as healing. Do you give yourself permission to rest, to connect, to let go? Because your health doesn't only depend on what you eat or how often you exercise. It also depends on your emotional and relational wellness, the quiet moments where your body feels truly alive, safe, and at peace. Our fourth insight, and maybe the most emotionally intelligent one, is about how orgasm shapes your emotional connection and communication. After orgasm, the hormone prolactin rises, creating that peaceful afterglow, a state that encourages vulnerability and conversation. Many couples find it easier to talk, to cuddle, to share thoughts in that window. That's not random. Your brain is chemically primed for bonding, so if you want to build emotional intimacy, try this. After an intimate moment, instead of reaching for your phone or rushing to sleep, stay, breathe, ask, "How are you feeling?" Or "What did that mean for you?" These small acts deepen connection and reinforce trust, the true foundation of lasting intimacy. It's easy to think of orgasm as an ending, but what if it's actually the beginning of something deeper? That's where emotional intelligence meets sexuality. When you connect with your partner in a way that honors both pleasure and presence, you're not just improving your sex life, you're nurturing the emotional architecture of your relationship. Now, there's another side to this conversation, and it's crucial. Not everyone experiences orgasm easily. Not everyone can, and that's okay. Because the benefits of intimacy don't vanish without climax. The touch, the affection, the emotional exchange, all of these still release oxytocin, still reduce stress, still support connection. So if you're someone who struggles to reach orgasm, or your partner does, please don't turn that into shame. Your worth, your attractiveness, your emotional capacity, none of these depend on that moment of release. What matters more is how connected you feel, how safe your body feels, how open your heart becomes. From a therapist's perspective, I've seen couples transform their relationship simply by shifting their focus from goal-driven sex to connection-driven intimacy. When performance pressure drops, curiosity rises. When fear drops, trust grows, and trust, more than anything else, is what allows your body to experience pleasure in its fullest form. Our fifth and final insight touches the emotional spiritual layer. Orgasm as self-connection and mindfulness. In modern psychology, self-awareness is often called the foundation of emotional intelligence. When you are mindful, truly aware of your sensations, thoughts, and emotions, you regulate your nervous system better, communicate better, love better. Orgasm, especially when experienced consciously, can become a form of embodied mindfulness. It teaches you to notice your breath, your heartbeat, your body's signals. It's a reminder that you are not just a mind, you are a whole being, and that awareness often spills into other areas of life. People who nurture healthy, connected sexual relationships often report feeling more creative, less anxious, more compassionate, not because of magic, but because they're more in tune with themselves. So here's a gentle exercise. Tonight, or this week, take a few moments to reconnect with your body, not to seek orgasm, but to practice awareness. Touch your arm, breathe deeply, notice sensations without judgment. This simple act of mindfulness helps retrain your brain to associate your body with safety and presence. Over time, that safety translates into deeper, more fulfilling intimacy with yourself and others. Now let's weave all these threads together. Orgasms are not just pleasurable. They are physiological events with emotional and psychological depth. They teach us about trust, connection, communication, presence, vulnerability, the very ingredients that make us human. They regulate stress, support immunity, ease pain, help us sleep, and remind us that our bodies and minds are designed for connection. But more than anything, they reveal a truth we often forget. Pleasure is not selfish. It's a part of being alive, a part of healing, a part of love. When we embrace that truth with emotional intelligence and respect, for ourselves and for others,